Welcome to an exclusive interview with Ms. Dr. Prateek Rathore, Assistant General Manager, IndiFOSS Analytical Private Limited with Food Infotech. Uh, we'll start with welcome to our speaker. Welcome to the interview, and we would like to know more about what IndiFOSS does.
Thank you, Michelle. And so I would like to start that IndiFOSS was seeded in 2012 with the vision to provide the analytical instrument for quality testing of the milk. So after that, slowly we have grown up, and now from milk we are entered into the arena of food safety. So apart from milk, we do have different portfolio. We do have tested for all food items more or less. So yes, definitely milk is still our main core area. We are having different kind of technologies to test the milk and milk products.
Thank you. We would like to know about some numbers on the milk adulteration that goes on in India. As you know that there is a lot of milk adulteration happening in India, and so we would also want to know what steps are being taken to reduce this.
Yeah. So if we talk about the earlier days, so everybody knows that India was a milk deficient country. So after White Revolution made by Dr. Korean has made a significant role to achieve India as a milk sufficient country. So now we talk on the milk quality. Yes, there are a lot of adulterants out there in the milk. Some are being intentional, some are being unintentional. But yes, if we talk about the common adulterants are available in the India. So any adulterants start from the water. Water is the very common adulterants because they need to, increase the quantity of the milk. Yes, suppose there is a 1 liter of milk, so if they want to gain some monetary benefit out of that, so they need to increase the quantity of the milk. Once quantity of the milk will increase, then what they will do, it will be diluted. So all milk constituents, like if I talk on fat, solid not fat, protein content, it will be diluted. So they will not get any benefited out of that. Then what they will do, they will mask that effect. So what they will do, they will mix some fat adulterations into the milk, like veg oil is a common adulteration for increase the fat value. Then they increase solid not fats. So there are urea, sucrose, starch, maltodextrins, ammonium sulfate. These are the very common adulterations. Then there are certain preservatives they mix in the milk because there is a milk which was taken at the evening. But if in any case it doesn't reach to dairy industry, they deliver it the morning. So there is a acidity gets increased. To neutralize that acidity, they mix some kind of preservatives too, but that is not good for the human being. So these are very common practices is being, happening in India. So earlier we thought in 2012 that how to overcome these challenges because it was a rampant problem, adulteration. So we work with the different regulatories. We work with FSSAI also. So in FSSAI also they have asked us to do something for this rampant challenges of adulteration. Then we launched this machine. This is Milko machine. We call it as a first line of defense for adulterations, right? Because adulteration comes from the source. Because once that all tanker comes into the milk, it's a pool. Because Indian milk collection is like that. There are the small farmers are there, maybe some 5 liter, 10 liter, 20 liter, 2 liters also. So once it's a pool of 35,000 liter, you cannot differentiate that from where that adulteration came, right? So what we need to do, we need to put the system at the initial level itself, where this milk are coming into the systems. So there we put this machine. It is called Milko Screen. We launched in 2012, and these machines give you fat, solid not fat, and protein result very accurately. It's based on FTIR spectroscopy, and apart of that, it addresses the challenge of adulterations. If somebody has mixed urea, sucrose, ammonium, maltodextrin, water, then it will tell by name that yes, milk is adulterated by urea, and it will be displayed there, right? And apart of that, any adulteration is there because this machine is based on spectroscopy. So there are pure milk spectra inside. So anything which is not matching with the pure milk spectra, it's called a fingerprint. Like everybody is having a unique fingerprint. Like my fingerprint is unique, yours are unique. The same way milk is having a unique fingerprint, right? So we have put at the fingerprint. If anything which is not matching with the fingerprint of the milk, it means there is something fishy. They have mixed some adulteration inside. In that way, it will show that milk is abnormal. So you will have the clear idea that this milk you need to take into the systems or not.
Okay, that's a wonderful invention.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. And so tell us about the instruments, as you told us about Milko Screen.
All right.
Please tell us about more of the instruments that you'll manufacture
Yes.
to check
Yes.
milk and dairy powders.
Perfect, perfect. So what I talked about Milko Skin, I told that is the first line of defense, right? So it can be used at the initial level where this milk is coming, either at the society level or chilling centers or bulk milk coolers. But yes, once that milks come to your plants, right? So what you need to do, you need to do segregation of the milks to make different kind of the products. Or mass balancing is required. That what kind of fat I need to give into my products, or maybe segregation, mass balancing. So lot of things are there within the plant because that define the profitability of any plant. Because if I need to give the 6% of the fat, means I need to give 6. If I will give you 6.1, so zero point 0.1 is my additional fat, right? And that fat cost is, suppose I will just give you a simple example. Suppose one dairy is handling 10 lakh liter of milk a day, and if it gives 0.1% fat extra, so it will be almost 100 kg fat extra. And today the cost is fat is 600 or 500 rupees per kg. So you can see the volume, like it will be lakhs. So that is direct loss to dairies. So that's why we do have one EcoScan FT3. That instrument is there, and that instrument will basically, again, it's based on FTIR spectroscopy, and FTIR spectroscopy is the only technology which is approved by the UAC methods, IDF methods, and ISO methods. Means results being produced by these machines are fully compliant with all the guidelines and is acceptable to all, either it's a regulatory or it's a plant persons or it's a farmers. So it's acceptable to all. And it's a very accurate technology. And if I talk about the FD3, this instrument is being used at the laboratory of the plants. So where that you need to make quick decisions. Like your tanker has come inside and you need to take the composite samples, you need to run all the tests immediately, and you need to take that milk into use because milk is a perishable product. You cannot keep that outside because it will destroy. Second thing is the supply chain, because morning milk collection, you need to pasteurize it, you need to process it until evening it has to reach to the market. You have a very little time. There is the time is the key here. So this FT3 do the approximately 50 parameters in which 14 parameters of the milk like fat, solid not fat, protein, citric acid, urea, free fatty acid like thing, and 36 parameters of adulterations in a quantified way, that if urea is present then how much, if sucrose is present how much, ammonium sulfate is how much, and that all 50 parameters can be done within 30 seconds. So there is nothing is needed. You put a sample inside, and any person who is layman who know how to operate the mobile can operate these machines. It's a single button operations. Put the samples, press the button, and everything will be there within 30 seconds. And the best part is these machines are connected with the systems. It can get connected with your SAP, ERP, or cloud connections, where your data is secured. Means if you want to fetch the data, the machine is here, and some person is sitting maybe in another city or any other plant. He can get the data on real-time basis. Whatever the testing is being done, they can see on their systems. Accordingly, they can plan their quality, their payment. So it gives more control to the dairies and processors. This is how it is. And if this machine is a versatile machine, it is capable of doing milk, cream, whey, yogurt, fermented, ice cream mix, everything. With any kind of viscous product is there, or milk is there, or curd is there, fermented product is there. One machine, all the jobs. We do have different machines, as you earlier talked about that powder things. powders, dairy powders. So for dairy powders, we have the machines called DS3, and it's based on NIR technology, it's in near infrared. The basic difference between these two technologies are there. Here sample goes inside because milk is in a liquid form, right? But in NIR, sample don't go inside because powder cannot get inside by itself. So there, light comes and do on the basis of that it measures. Again, the critical parameters of the powder, if I say fat, moisture, lactose, ash, that can be determined on immediate basis. Maybe within 20-30 seconds, you get all the results. So if the same kind of accuracy or maybe better than that what you get at the traditional level, but at a very quick time, because if I will perform all the tests, it will take numbers of days. So I cannot hold my process, I cannot hold the milk. So if I need to take quick decisions, these machines comes into picture.
Sure. So, what are the products do you all check? Like vegetables and other things as well? And grains?
Yeah. I will
Tell us
come.
about.
Yes. So within the IndiFOSS things, we have increased our portfolio. So earlier we are more into dairy side. So all kind of dairy products from milk to finished good we used to take care. But yes, we have entered into food safety arena, and right now we are having grain analyzers also, feed analyzers also, that test the particular, what is the content of oil in the mustard or what is the moisture level in the grains. So that also we do. One interesting fact is that FOSS has been started in 1956. We are the innovators basically, and we invest more than 10% of revenue into R&D itself. So I will just give you one example that approximately 90% of the processed milk goes through FOSS machines. So we invented the first Sera tester, which is a moisture analyzer in grain. So we are the pioneer into that. So all kind of food, feed, and in fact, this can be tested through these machines.
It's really wonderful because considering the contamination and
Absolutely.
the adulteration that goes on in India.
Yes.
So, I'm sure your machines are all accredited and certified. So, tell us more about the certification.
So we only choose those technology which is already accredited by certain bodies. Like if I say that FTIR technology or IR technology, this is the only technology which is being approved by IDF 141 methods, ISO, and AOAC. So these all technology accreditations are there. So as I told you earlier, that is well accepted by everywhere globally, not in India but globally. So this all technology is being accepted by US, Europe, Asia, everywhere, all globe. Yes.
Wonderful. So, do you all also export these products outside?
Not exactly. Because if we say that our big machines we are getting imported from Denmark. So these machines are being manufactured in Denmark. But yes, for this small machine we are making in India and make in India. But it's still only for the Indian market. We are promoting India and Sri Lanka and Nepal. So these three countries we are working on.
Great. So, tell us more about the rapid testing kits for milk.
Yeah. So for rapid, we entered into that arena because if you see that there was a report from WHO because lot of contamination in terms of antibiotics and aflatoxins. So these are the major challenges because if you take antibiotics, antibiotics is something which we take once we are sick, right? The same way if cattle is sick, so they give them the antibiotics. But certain antibiotics is having a withdrawal period, like maybe 15 days or 17 days, something like that. But if you take milk before then, so there are traces of that antibiotics comes into milk, and from milk it is supposed to be taken by human. And once it comes to human, so it's a very difficult because what will happen? Your resistance will increase. Suppose this common example I will take. Earlier you used to take maybe 250 gram of the medicine for the antibiotic. But the doctor is prescribing 600 mg. Maybe in this way it will increase. So increase. And antibiotic in any way is not good to health. It affects your kidney. It affects a lot of things. So that is the major concern. And if I talk about the aflatoxin is carcinogenic. It's a major cause of cancer. So that comes directly from feed. So in feed that comes in terms of aflatoxin B1, and it metabolites come into milk and it changes into aflatoxin M1. So if we take that milk again, it's a very harmful to health. So we do have kit for bioeasy, and these kits we test aflatoxin M1, and in feed we test aflatoxin B1, G1, and G2. And antibiotics also, we do have different kind of kits like beta-lactam, tetracycline, sulfonamide. Different combinations and single kits are available. It's a kind of, as you said, it's a rapid screening kits. So maybe within few minutes, that results can be obtained. Yes.
Great. Also, we would like to know about the RT-PCR test kits.
Yes, so we do have tie-up recently with a company called Cheneron. So there we were addressing the issues of food fraud, GMO. So these are with the help of RT-PCR kits. It's the same technology which is, a lot of people are now familiar with RT-PCR. What is it? Because of this COVID. Yeah, so this is how it is. Yes, that is the technology which is being used for detection of this kind of things. We are doing fairly good.
Great. What about cattle field and the rapid testing?
Yes,
kits?
so as I told you, yes, in BioEasy range also we do have cattle feed, because aflatoxin M1 is a major comes from the cattle feed, because there lot of silage are there in terms of humid mud, lot of fungus develops, and then they make it to some cattle feed, and then it has to be consumed by cattle, and that in cattle's it comes to human aflatoxin. So for testing that kind of at cattle feed also, B1, G1, G2, we do have kit. The BioEasy, as I told you, is a rapid screening, so it can be done through that.
So are these the products you're talking about?
Yes, I am talking about this product. If you can see that aflatoxin M1 rapid test kit for milk, the same way we will have the cattle feed. Even we test the melamine also.
Okay.
Yeah. So we sometimes we also face the challenges of melamine, because they sometimes it comes through the cattle feed, because of they increase the protein value. So melamine sometimes increase the protein value.
Sure, thank you. And lastly, we'd like to know about the rapid testing kits for pesticides in fruits and vegetables.
Yes. So again, that is covered under the BioEasy portfolio. We do have kit for the test of pesticides. So that can also be done through our BioEasy. Again, it's a screening. So we can do that.
So, can a person at home also do this for fruits and vegetables? Only in industries they can use this?
See, it can be used, but again, that cost effectiveness is the matter. So, because per test cost will be higher than the cost of the vegetable itself. So I don't know how much viable it will be.
So, talking about the costs, can you run us through like what costs are involved for these equipments?
See, if I talk about the rapid screening, so yes, costing amount for the testing of aflatoxin in the milk, or maybe antibiotic in the milk, maybe vary from 150 to 200 rupees per samples cost, right? But yes, if we talk about the adulteration particular through machines,
Yes.
so in machine there is one advantage is there. One is initial cost may be high because of the instrumentation part, but yes, per test cost is low.
But how much is the cost of the machines?
Suppose this machine cost is approximately 5.5 lakh rupees. Yeah. And but yes, initial cost is there. But if I calculate per sample cost, so maybe not more than 30 paisa per sample.
Okay.
So in that way, that suppose you are going to do all these tests through manual method. So initial cost you may seem low, but by the time per sample cost will be high.
Yeah.
Because the cost of the person is involved, cost of the glassware is involved, cost of the hazardous chemicals are involved.
Correct.
Because a lot of acids you need to cook for sulfuric acid, alcohols you need to use into that.
Sure.
So that can be eliminated through that.
Sure,
Yeah.
definitely. So, as we wrap up this interview, we would like to know what are the future plans of IndiFOSS?
Yeah, so future plan is that we are coming up with new technologies. So some things are in pipeline. So recently we have come up with the GC based instrument because people are talking, yes, there are the instruments which can do the rapid screenings, but yes, for proximate analysis we want the instrument. So with the technology, with the help of GC technology, we have come up with our NMF analyzers. It's a non-milk fat analyzers. Is identify that if somebody has mixed any fat adulteration in milk or ghee, so it detects that and what kind of adulteration has been done. So it is based on the triglyceride chains for milk and FAME method for ghee adulterations. So it's a fully complying with FSSAI things.
Sure. So, as we wrap up this interview with Mr. Pratik Rathod, I'd like to thank you once again
Thank you,
for
Michelle.
speaking
Thank you
to
very much.
Food Infotech, and hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle.